Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I'm Matt. He's Ryan. We're going to share all these thingamajigs.
Hey.
Hey, you guys. What was that from?
Goonies?
You're from Goonies. Thingamajigs.
Who said it in Goonies? Hey.
Sloth?
Love sloth.
You love sloth.
What was Sloth's favorite food?
Baby Ruth?
What else?
I don't know.
Ice cream.
I don't remember anything about Goonies, actually.
You just remembered a couple things about
Yeah,
Goonies.
but that's it. But that's because those are like pop culture things.
You don't remember what they were trying to do?
I don't like anything about the premise of the movie.
Well, I'll tell you what they were trying to do.
I'm good.
They were searching for treasure. They found it.
That's true.
They found a bunch of jewels. They had to pay off.
Don't say it.
Don't say what?
We're about to get started rolling, just sharing all these posts. All right, go share all those posts on Facebook and stuff and things. Okay? Okay? Okay?
Okay.
All right, we ready? You ready?
You didn't do it on Twitter.
Yeah, I did. I just tweeted it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Here we go. You ready? Here we go.
Is the Riot Podcast.
Oh, crap. It was clipped a little bit. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
This is the Riot Podcast with Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio. One is an athlete, the other an athletic supporter. Follow the guys on Twitter at Matt Moscona and at rterrio7. Here's Matt and Ryan.
All right, let's do it. Riot Podcast, another edition. I'm Matt Moscona. He's Ryan Terrio. We're glad you're here. If you're listening to the podcast, or for those of you watching us on Facebook Live, every Tuesday, noon Central Time, we go live on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge's Facebook page. So if you want to watch us and interact there, you're welcome to do that, like Victor Brumfield, like Harold Herman, like Trivia Carter, and many, many, many others that will do that. How are you?
What is it? Ugly sweater party early? Is that what we're doing today? The ugly Christmas sweater party? I didn't get the memo.
It's not funny.
Why didn't you tell me that we were supposed to wear ugly sweaters today?
That's not funny. This isn't a sweater. It's a quarter zip.
What is it? Ugly quarter zip party today at Guarantee Broadcasting? Is that what we're doing?
I'll tell you this right now.
I wish I would have known.
I'll tell you this right now. If you're making fun of this, you're going to have to answer to Erika Moscona.
Did Erika buy you that?
Erika buys me everything. I don't buy clothes that I wear. She buys everything that I wear. So,
did she get it in the male section, or is that just like a XX female?
Damn, bro.
You sure she might have just liked it for herself, and she was like, you know what, they don't have my size, so I'm gonna get one for Matt because I like it for myself, and then maybe when it's cold outside, I'll wear
You have to tell me what's wrong with this. This is a green Izod quarter zip. It's light material. Feel it. It's light material. You know,
this is very nice.
You know what I mean? It's comfortable. Like what you're wearing is that's some European garbage with a green zipper that goes up and down on the side. What is that? A sideways pocket on your thing? It's stupid.
I would wear it
with a collar.
I would wear that if I had boobs.
So stupid. Why do you say that?
I'm
man?
just being honest. I would if I had boobs. I would wear that, like girl boobs. It looked good with the boobs. I mean, it's a good try. Ugly sweater day. No big deal. NBD. It is Christmas time, so I get it. I'm on it.
I want to get Erika on the phone right now and have her.
Hey, man.
Have you talked to her about this?
I'll talk to her about it. Her and I do need to have a little discussion about this. If I would have worn that right there at Sherwood Middle, she would have made fun of me. She might be playing a joke on you. I think that's what's going on. She knows that you don't shop or anything. She's playing a joke on you.
Sit. You just keep talking. I'm gonna go call her right now. I gotta go to the other side of the thing here to call, but you keep talking.
I do enjoy the ugly sweater parties. I just didn't think you would have the guts to wear the ugly sweater. We were on this podcast. Like this will be around forever. And I hope she answers. She's not gonna get mad. What I had thought, though, honestly, is that you would do, like, if you do the ugly sweater party, you do it with others. You don't do it by yourself. Like, you don't just say, hey, I'm going to wear an ugly sweater today, and nobody else does it because it's ringing. Because then they think that, that's like what you're trying to really wear.
She answers. Oh, you know what? She was having trouble with her phone this morning. Might not be working.
Hi, you've reached Erika. Please leave a message.
I'm telling her to call me right back.
Should I call her and see if she answers my call?
No, it's because it was calling from the station line, so that's why she didn't answer. I'm texting her right now. We're going to talk about this. I was going to talk to you about some stuff, but...
What do you have up under there? You have an undershirt?
No.
You're going no undie? So this is what you're going with all day today.
What's the matter with, like, I'm not going to sit here and talk about this all day. If she calls back, you can answer. You can talk to her about this because I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
You don't even have a backup plan.
Our audience can tell me if they think there's anything wrong with this. We'll get to some of this maybe in a bit, but whatever. If her phone's not working, she won't call in. But I'm very offended that you think that this is not a good look.
Hold on 1 second. What?
Nobody's on the phone. I can see nobody's on the phone. You just put what? See, your tell.
Hey Matt, my grandma called. She said she wants her sweater back.
Your awful tell is like you do this awful little smirk.
Oh, got him.
When you think you're being sly, you do this awful little this little smile, like it's so stupid. Oh, Erika's getting a pedicure. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Hey, me and Terrio are recording the podcast right now, okay? So I got the phone up to the microphone so people can hear, okay?
Okay.
Real quick. You know the green Izod quarter zip that I'm wearing today?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, you picked it
The
out.
one you bought from Talbot's?
I didn't go to Talbot.
He is crushing me, saying that if he had boobs, he'd wear this, that his grandma called. You can't laugh at this.
She loves it.
I'm laughing at him saying that about you.
Well, you picked this out for
I
me.
really liked it if I bought it. I just don't even remember it. And it was this morning. It was dark. I don't know.
Well,
I don't really remember this morning.
I think she probably liked it for her. You know what I mean? Like she was like, "Oh, this is
Erika,
cute."
you can't laugh at him.
I'm laughing at him making fun of you.
That's not funny. You picked this out for me. You're supposed to be on my side.
I am on your side, but I bought it, so he's making fun of me, and I'm laughing at myself.
I
really don't recall what. Do you know? It's like turquoise teal kind of.
Yeah, it's like green with some gray accents. It's huh?
Why is he making fun of it?
Well, here's the deal. I guess I didn't get the memo for the ugly Christmas sweater party thing that we were doing today.
Ugly pullover day, it's guaranteed.
I feel left out because I didn't get to wear my ugly sweater.
Fine, I'm gonna buy you an ugly pullover.
Yeah, see if they have it at Talbot's.
Harold Herman on.
It's like an old lady's clothing store.
Exactly, I know.
Harold Herman said, "Does
shops.
Matt's sweater have shoulder pads?"
It does have shoulder pads.
All right, y'all have fun.
Whatever. Hanging up on you.
See,
now.
Erika?
Done. Get a job.
Oh man, so good. That was good.
You know what this is, right? It's bet week.
Bet. It is. Are you nervous?
No. Why would I be nervous?
I guess you win in both scenarios, right?
Well,
you can either
what do
win
you think?
money or the Tigers win 10 games. Either way, you're happy about that.
That's a good hedge.
Yeah.
You know, LSU goes 10-2. Cool, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go they're going to go to a New Year's 6 game. Really good season. Beat A&M again. I mean, that's good. Now I lose $500 if that happens, because for those that don't know, I don't know how anybody at this point could not know, but Dwayne from Thibodaux and I bet at the beginning of the year $500. You were doing this 10-2 thing at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
I don't believe you were serious. Like, I think that was just a total bit that you were doing with the 10-2, 10-2, 10-2, and it's kind of amazing that it's almost come to pass. Now I think they're going to lose to A&M. So I think I'm going to win the $500. But I'll admit to you that it's surprising that we're at this point. Like, I didn't think we'd be going into this game sweating out the 10-2 bet.
I did.
I thought this would be over by the time LSU played Alabama. I thought they'd lose to Auburn. I thought they'd lose to Georgia. And I thought they'd lose to Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Florida, actually.
They lost to Florida.
Yeah, they did lose to Florida.
They lost to Alabama.
They did. So I've been wrong on 2 games this year.
Yeah, 50%.
I've been right on the other 8. 9. I've been right on 9.
You thought they were going to lose 4, and they've only lost 2.
Right, so I've been wrong on 2, and I've been right on 9.
Yeah. So it's actually played out exactly the way I thought from a win-loss standpoint. I didn't expect them to lose to Florida. I thought they would probably lose to Georgia.
You said Mississippi State, too. You picked them to lose to Mississippi State.
I did. At the time.
You can't even get your
At the beginning of the season,
yeah,
I felt like the Georgia game was going to be questionable, and then Bama for sure. But once they beat Georgia, then I had to slide that other loss to somebody else, so I looked like I was right. So that's why I picked Mississippi State.
Got it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that anybody reserves the right during the season to change your opinion on a game that you pick in the preseason. It's you now have information. How's that dip doing?
I'm dipping and drinking.
You're dipping and you're spitting into a McDonald's cup through the straw. You think you're sly? You think you're sly and everybody thinks you're sipping out of a straw, but really you're just spitting your dip spit into that cup.
No, I'm not.
Why don't you stop dipping? You need to stop dipping.
I do. I know.
Are you gonna?
I tried gum, but the gum was giving me indigestion. The gum I was chewing.
Why don't you chew that? What's that nicotine gum? Get that nicotine gum and chew that.
You think it's the nicotine?
I don't know. I've never dipped. I have no idea. Or it's just that you have to have something like in your mouth.
No, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You should stop.
I should.
It's probably expensive, too.
It is.
It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good for you.
Mm-mm.
Does it taste good?
No.
Yeah, so why do you do it?
It doesn't smell good either.
Yeah. Why do you do it?
I don't know. Hey, I'm thinking about growing this out. What do you think?
Your facial hair?
Yeah.
Well, you have crappy facial hair.
I know.
It's all patchy.
But listen, what I do have that's good, what I noticed it this morning,
Your mustache?
is my mustache.
Your mustache gets thicker than anything else?
Look, it's good. Like, it's got that.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Down to the lower lip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty prominent.
Yeah, your
here.
beard is patchy, but your mustache gets thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
think
tell that.
You just go straight stash.
You could go stash and the lower lip thing, the flavor saver down there.
Okay.
Just that.
Give me a little edge.
No, I think it would actually kind of stupid, but you could do that. I'm saying what would be thick. That's what would be thick for you.
Growing my hair out, too.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because when I cut it short, you can see the grays a little bit
I think I'm
more.
going to shave my head.
I think that'd be a good idea.
All the way shaved?
Big.
I don't think big. Maybe a one. Just the one guard.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. Christmas?
No, like today.
Oh.
Yeah, immediately. Yep. That's what, if I were you, I would absolutely 100% shave my head.
If I were you, I'd shave my head.
And then I would take that sweater off if I were you, too. But
Why? Is this just crap on Matt Day? What's the problem, man? My wife picked out this. It's not even a sweater. It's a quarter zip. It's a pullover. There's nothing wrong with it. It's lightweight. It's not an awful color. Blame her. Great. Let's go back to wearing ESPN stuff every single day.
it was your choice to put it on, man.
Let's take what's in my closet, man. I'm good. You think LSU's going to beat A&M?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I think they're better than A&M.
Why?
I think Jimbo, in my opinion, I've been listening to the guys talk about it, but
The guys?
I don't think he's as good as everybody thinks he is.
Jesus.
Personally. Kellen Mond, although good mobile quarterback, does make mistakes. This year's not going to be the year. Now, I would worry a little bit because next year he's going to start getting some dudes in there.
He's already got some dudes in there.
But even when
Someone recruited pretty well, dude.
even when he had like dudes at Florida State, they weren't what I thought they were going to be.
Like when they won the national championship?
They weren't what I thought they were going to be.
Oh, really?
No, it just didn't.
Yeah, all he did was get Christian Ponder
Yeah,
and EJ Manuel.
he's okay. Both of them are okay.
First round draft picks.
Okay.
They stunk, and they made him first round draft picks. And Jameis Winston won a Heisman. You know what's astonishing? I've mentioned this a couple times this week.
Why do I not really care who wins the game? Is that bad?
Why do you not care?
I don't know.
I'm curious why you don't care.
I think it's because LSU lost to Bama.
So you're done. You're out.
I think I've checked out mentally, and I'm not proud to say that.
Yeah. I'll give you a very clear moment of candor here.
Yeah.
I've completely checked out on college football emotionally for a long time now.
How is that for you?
I just don't care.
Really?
Well, because Alabama's ruined it. Like, I've resigned myself to the fact every year that I know LSU's going. That's why when LSU loses to Bama, I'm not brokenhearted.
Yeah.
I don't throw things. I just don't care because I know it's going to happen every year. Like, everyone was all psyched that LSU was going to beat Alabama this year, and they got them at home, and everyone was No, they were never going to win that game this year.
You know why they didn't?
They were going to get the crap kicked out of them again.
You know why they didn't?
And you know what?
It's the fans' fault.
They're going to get the crap kicked out of them again next year in Tuscaloosa. Tua's going to throw for 500 yards and beat the crap out of LSU again. Like, let me prepare you for it now. So yeah, I'm emotionally checked out with college football right now. Until Nick Saban leaves and LSU has a legit chance to win something again, I'm done.
What if Jimbo turns A&M into?
Yep, he might.
Bama.
I don't know if he'll turn him into that, but he's going to turn him into a team that beats LSU. Not every year, but that can beat it. Like, LSU's not going to go through strings of winning 6 straight against A&M anymore. So, back to the point I was making a minute ago. 247 Sports does their team talent composite. So
what?
The team talent composite.
Okay.
So they take how many 5 stars, how many 4 stars, how many 3 stars. Every roster has, and they spit out a point total, right? So you get points for 5 stars, points for 4 stars, points for 3 stars. They give you an average in the total number of points. Most talented roster in college football in 2018 is Ohio State.
Wow.
Number 2 is Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
3 is Georgia. 4, and this is where things get hairy for their current coaching staffs. 4 is Southern Cal. Paul, you can pull this up if you want.
Southern Cal. Oh, wow.
And 5 is Florida State. So that's the 247 Sports team talent composite. Southern Cal and Florida State have the 4th and 5th most talented rosters in college football based on star ratings, and both are going to miss a bowl game this year. That's stunning. Like, that's where if Clay Helton and Willie Taggart, you need to be fired.
Yeah, quick.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Like, because you have the talent. Maybe not win a championship. Maybe you're young, injuries, and all that stuff happens. But to be sub 500 with that amount of talent is unforgivable. They've got, for what it's worth, they got Clemson 6. Then there's LSU at 7. Michigan, Texas, Notre Dame. That's your top 10.
And this deal in Southern Cal has been going on for a while now.
And so then, look, then you go Oklahoma, Florida, Penn State, Auburn, Tennessee, 15, and then Texas A&M 16. So my point is, for Jimbo Fisher this year to have the number 1 rush defense in the SEC, one of the best rushing offenses in the SEC, with maybe the best running back in Travion Williams.
He's a stud.
He is a stud. You can look at their win-loss record. They've been fantastic at home. They've struggled to finish games on the road. And their pass defense is really bad. LSU can't throw the football, which is why I don't like this matchup.
Yeah. What happened with the big turn on the D-line from last year to this year, and year before last to this year? And I know they had some good pass rushers, but their rush defense was terrible.
They had good play. It's John Chavis.
Okay.
John Chavis is not a good defensive coordinator. He's been woefully out-schemed. Yeah. They've got, like, Dalen Mack is a dude in the middle of the Texans. Like, they've got players. They've got NFL players. They've been horribly coached. And Mike Elko is a Dave Aranda light of sorts. He gave LSU fits last year when he was at Notre Dame in that bowl game, and he's going to do it this year with his defense in this game on Saturday.
So who's going to win?
Texas A&M.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
A&M's going to win. I've said that from before the season. I didn't like this matchup, and everything about this matchup that I thought in the preseason I think has come to pass. And I keep hearing this from LSU fans. Like, this is the defense. Like, this is the thing LSU fans say. Well, LSU owns Texas A&M. They beat him every year. They owned Kevin Sumlin's Texas A&M because Kevin Sumlin ran a spread, speeded up, soft defense where you could LSU was athletic enough to get to the edge and slow A&M's offense, and LSU was powerful enough on offense just to run over a weak A&M defense. This ain't that team anymore. And they've been really good at home. Their only home loss was to Clemson, and that was a game they had a chance to win at the end. Clemson's good, by the way.
Yeah, I did look at their schedule. Their strength of schedule. Their schedule was tough, man.
They had to play Bama on the road.
Yeah, you go non-conference with Clemson and then still be in the West. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Now they do have a couple bad losses, right?
Nope.
No bad losses.
They lost to Alabama.
It's a good loss.
They lost to Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
They lost at Mississippi State. Good team, hard to win on the road.
It's not a good loss. Not a good loss.
A&M, Mississippi State just scored 52 on Arkansas when LSU couldn't score at all.
I'm just saying it's not a good loss.
On the road in Starkville, tough place to play against that defense.
Yeah.
And then at Auburn. They lost at Auburn.
Auburn kind of stinks.
Auburn, that's the one I think that A&M would circle this year and say you want that one back because they had a double-digit lead on Auburn in the fourth quarter with like 8 minutes to go. They threw a pick, Auburn scored, and then Auburn ended up scoring again with like a minute left in the game through a touchdown pass. Auburn won that game with 19 rushing yards. So that illustrates my point. If LSU can go to College Station and throw the ball, they got a chance to win the game. Auburn ran for 19. Gus Malzahn's offense ran for 19 yards against this Texas A&M defense. And won the game.
Okay, so let's go observations from last week.
Okay.
Things you liked, things you didn't like.
From what? From LSU?
LSU, yep.
I loved pretty much everything.
Something was super exciting for me, and you mentioned it yesterday or day before last on your show. Something you didn't like. When I saw Kirkland
Wildcat
in the Wildcat,
loved it.
I was fired up.
What I did, I didn't like the fumble, obviously. That was my point. I didn't like the fumble. I wish, you know what I wish? And maybe you could speak to this. I wish they would have gone right back to him on like the next series and run it again. Yep. Like, go get your confidence back. I understand they threw him out there in a low-risk spot, but he fumbled. Go back to, you've obviously been practicing it. So, as an athlete, let's say you pinch hit, you strike out. Like, you want to go back out there?
You need another shot.
Yeah, you commit an error. Like, you want a ball on the next, you want to be able to go back out there and do it again.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Especially with a young player like that, I don't know that it's a confidence thing as much as is this something that we can put in our package for the bowl game moving forward that we should look at. Now, the flip side of that, Edwards-Helaire in the Wildcat, I thought has been great, has done a really good job in the Wildcat. Little bitty guy, can hide behind the lineman and big bursts, actually runs pretty hard. I thought that was impressive. Also, Tyler Shelvin finally getting like extended minutes.
That was cool.
Getting out there to play, and I realize we're playing against a team that would probably struggle winning the 5A state championship here in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
But to see him out,
someone on Whiskey and Wine asked Jordy, "Could you high beat Rice?" And Jordy said, "Could Rice beat you high?"
There you go.
I was like, "That's pretty good."
Well played.
Yeah. What else?
So I would have loved to have seen a different. What I did not like, seen a different punt returner.
Giles is still back there, dude. It ain't gonna change.
But you're playing Rice. Like, and I'm not saying they haven't given other guys options in practice or whatever, but there's got to be somebody on the team that can catch the ball that has a better chance of taking one to the house. He had an opportunity, Giles did. He actually made a good move after the catch, and there was a seam, and if he had had that breakaway speed that we're looking for in that position that we're used to, he'd have taken it to the house, and he ended up getting tackled. But I would have liked to have seen that. And then maybe possibly Brennan getting in there a little bit earlier where he could have more than one meaningful series. He truthfully had one series that he was able to open up the playbook and throw the ball a little bit. I'm good on Steve.
Two.
Well, the second one.
The first two that he was in there, he threw the ball.
So the first series was like one first down, then he was out. Then the second series was a legit scoring series where and then the third one was just kind of a kneel. So I would have loved to see him maybe coming out of halftime. You got the lead.
Well, it was 28. They were gonna at least score one more time.
Yeah.
And so when Burrow scored on the first possession, but at that point, both LSU and Rice were basically playing with a running clock. Even Rice was trying to get out of there. They weren't trying to slow the game at that point. It was like, let's just get out of here and go home and lick our wounds and move on to what's next. Try to get better for next year. All right, you ready to do Kick Rocks?
Yeah, are you ready to do
I'm
Kick
ready
Rocks?
to do Kick Rocks.
Okay.
It's now time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Terrio.
Kick rock.
Kick Rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick Rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Terrio actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Before we do Kick Rocks, tell the good people about Prime Occupational Medicine.
Prime Occupational Medicine, www.primeoccmed.com. Whether it be safety, human resources, corporate planning, you need to have your employees drug tested, employees get injured on the job, call the good people at Prime, 225-749-5750. Ask my man Sean Connor or the great Doug Thompson. They'll get you guys taken care of. PrimeOCCmed.com. Check them out.
All right, you start us off here.
Okay. The defense last night in Monday night's football game can kick rocks. Everybody keeps saying it's the greatest game ever on Monday night, and this is a classic, and blah, 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 blah. I thought I was off it. It was almost like we were playing a video game.
It was gross.
It was fun to watch for the fantasy guy, but neither team tried on defense. I mean, guys running wide open the entire time. It was just, I'll be honest, man, I didn't really like it that much.
What about, let me play devil's advocate.
Okay.
There were 3 defensive touchdowns in the game, and ultimately 2 interceptions are what sealed it for the Rams. So there was some major defensive impact plays.
Those are major defensive impact plays, but no defense was being played. Like, yes, you had a few picks, a couple pick sixes, but, you didn't see a scheme on defense that would stop the other team. I don't know that it was lazy or what, or if they just said, you know what, we can't stop these guys, so we're just going to try to score with them. But I would have liked to see a little bit more defense. Also, the idiots that keep saying Pat Mahomes is going to win the MVP. Couple costly turnovers. Let me just tell you something. Drew Brees does not turn the ball over in that game like that. Yes, he threw 6 touchdowns. I get it. But he doesn't throw the pick 6 to lose the game.
My turn?
Yeah, sure.
You can kick rocks.
Oh.
You and Josh Long, who posted in the app on Facebook. Can we go back to Ryan making fun of Matt's sweater? You can kick rocks for making fun of my sweater. Josh Long, you can kick rocks, and everybody else that's laughing at it. It's not even a sweater. It's just a pullover. It's a quarter zip. It's not a sweater. Sweater would be like, heavy cotton material, wouldn't it be? This isn't a sweater. It's not a sweatshirt. It's just a pullover, a quarter zip. It's green. My wife picked it out for me. I think it's nice. It's a change of pace for me. You try to do something different other than just the standard 104.5 ESPN polo shirts that I wear, like golf shirts I wear my whole life, every single day. You try to do something a little different, and you get crushed for it. So you can kick rocks for trying to kill my confidence. I hate you.
So, whatever buyer for Talbots that thought that quarter zip that you're wearing right now would be a good thing to have on the shelf to sell can kick rocks. I understand why they put it on the shelf at the time they did. Everybody's having the ugly Christmas sweater parties right now, and I get it and I understand that. But,
it's not funny.
But Talbots should have said, hey, listen.
It's not funny.
Hey, listen, this is for a gag, gift / prank only. If you plan on wearing this on a regular basis, you're going to get made fun of. It should have came with a warning before it was purchased. It's not your fault. It's not Erika's fault. She just didn't know.
It's not funny. But you're trying to be funny. You're not funny.
It's the buyers that purchased it.
You're not funny.
And the people at Talbots that put it there can kick rocks.
You're not funny.
I got a real one now.
All right.
People that say penal rather than penalized. They say penalized.
You going after Dan Bornay? Is that what you're doing here?
It's not how you say it.
It is.
You don't say penal.
It is.
Penalized.
It actually is.
Penalized.
I've actually had this conversation with Dan Bornay once before. So Dan Bornay is the voice of Tiger Stadium.
And I wasn't going after Dan.
And he says Tiger's penalized 10 yards like and Dan will tell you that if you look in the dictionary when they talk about pronunciations of the word, the very first preferred pronunciation of the word is actually penalized because it is you're part of the penal system, not the penal system, the penal system, where you are penalized. And it does make sense in that regard. Societally, most people say penalized. When you watch games on TV, people say penalized for penalties. But either are acceptable, but technically the preferred pronunciation is penalized.
When I'm riding in the car with my children, and they say penalized, they snicker and laugh.
Well, it's your fault.
No, it's not. It's whoever said it's fault. It's penalized, not penal.
Well, it's your fault for making poop and fart and penal jokes all the time around your kids, where they think that's funny.
I don't make penal jokes. I say wiener, not penal.
you make wiener jokes.
I make wiener jokes. It's not wienerized. He got wienerized. It's penalized.
Redskins can kick rocks.
All right.
They signed Mark Sanchez.
They did. He hadn't thrown a pass since 2016, Coach.
That's awful.
You know what he's making per game?
No.
$54K.
Good for him.
How about that?
Good for him.
Yep.
Shame on you, Redskins.
You mentioned EJ Manuel earlier. Isn't he out of a job?
Probably.
Yeah, I think he is.
Probably a better option than Mark Sanchez. Just a dreadful NFL quarterback, and now he's back in the game.
They're penalizing all their fans.
Yep.
The idiots. Not idiots. The assholes.
Woo!
Because that's what they are. That
You can't say that on radio.
We're not on radio.
Right. You can say it here.
Yeah.
But don't say that on radio.
Right.
Friday.
I get it. I get
Okay.
it. The assholes that honk immediately when the light turns green. That's so good.
That is so good. Tell them to come in here.
Yeah, come in here with that. What is that? Oh, hello. What do we got? Something's going on in the hall. What are we doing?
Y'all can come in. What are y'all doing?
Come on in.
Come
can't
in.
hear you.
Come in. I think this is Brittany Ensminger and Jesse Mabry. Oh, it don't matter.
Yeah, come on. Get in here. What we got?
You know, I'm rocking and rolling.
What are we doing?
I'm rocking and rolling. We're about to do a promo video. We're about to do a promo video for Leonard Skinner tickets.
Oh, that's interesting.
Where's Leonard Skinner playing?
Forever City.
Ooh, hello.
I believe.
December 7th.
It's my birthday.
Is it?
It's my birthday. I should get some tickets.
You should. You should about that.
What's the contest?
What is it?
An air guitar contest. Where do people have to play the air guitar?
It'll be on Facebook.
Where will they? Oh, they'll just do it at their house and submit a video. Okay. Are you all doing an air guitar show?
Yep.
What song?
How it's done. To let everybody know how it's done.
We can't win, unfortunately.
What song?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh.
Hail to the King.
Why wouldn't you go with Leonard Skinner?
Yep.
Because everybody else will.
Can I get
I'd be
free
too
tickets?
much of a Leonard Skinner fan with my shirt on.
It's my birthday.
Is it? You know that's the.
December 7th is my birthday, so I should get free tickets.
How old are you gonna be?
27.
That's how old I am.
Oh, nice. 39.
Then yes, you win free tickets. For
Yes.
you, for you, for you. For you.
All right, get free tickets.
Nice.
All right, be looking out, y'all.
All right, be looking out.
Hey, let me ask you too. Is it penalized or penalized? Penalized, right? Yeah. Got it. It does. You shouldn't say that around children either.
You know that if you actually go into the dictionary, the preferred pronunciation of the word is penalized.
He
That's
has.
true. Webster has been. Well, can we confirm that? Has Webster been dead for a while?
Yeah.
But his basic tenets live on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's more so for the people go look at the Urban Dictionary now instead.
She's right.
Not all. Not all people.
If you have purple hair, you look at the Urban Dictionary.
All right.
That's a
All right.
fact.
That's Brittany and Jesse. They will be doing a promotional video to win Leonard Skinner tickets for our sister station, Eagle 98.1. So be on the lookout for that. It was a nice change of pace.
It was a good change of pace.
I got one more. Stuart Mandel can kick rocks.
Howie's boy?
No, Stuart Mandel is a sports writer, and he's actually a very, very boring personality whenever they decide to put him on radio or TV, which is probably why I should stick to writing. But he wrote a column, crushing Kansas for hiring Les Miles. I think he can kick rocks for that. I think it's probably the best thing Kansas has ever done. They hired Charlie Weiss, who had never won a damn thing. They hired David Beatty, who was a first-time head coach. They went with Turner Gill, who they hoped was an ascending head coach. They tried everything but actually investing and hiring someone who's actually won something of consequence. I think it's a perfect hire for Kansas. It's not that dissimilar from Texas Tech in basketball hiring Bob Knight. You went from complete irrelevance to relevance. He was going to build a better – it wouldn't even be there a long time,
No.
but he was going to build a better foundation for whoever was next. I gave the analogy to when Lou Holtz went to South Carolina. His first year, he went 0-11. He built it into where they won 8 and 9 games in the next 2 years, and then he handed it off to Steve Spurrier, who was able to get them into the SEC championship game because he inherited a program with a better foundation. Kansas is going to be better for Les Miles being there. He'll recruit. He'll assemble a good staff. I don't know if he'll change his offense, but I don't care. Can he win 6 or 7 games there? Yeah, he can, and that'll be the best thing that's ever happened to Kansas football. So, Stuart Mandel, kick rocks and stop being boring.
That's right. Stewart, idiot.
Idiot. Got any more?
Who does he write for? I had one.
I'm done. That's all I have.
The girls cut me off. But
Oh, yeah. Finish your last one.
the assholes.
Wow.
Do the face because every time I did it, you're like,
wow,
strong, coach. Woo. Right when the light turns green, they honk.
Oh,
like the second the light turns green, it's like, man, like I'm getting to it. Like I see that the light has turned green. I'm going. I'm not going to peel out, but I'm going to go. If you're one of the people that does that, stop, please. Like we know the light's green and we're going. I'm going. I'm just not in a super rush to get anywhere unless I'm late to get here. So calm down.
You done?
Yep.
All right. It is the Riot Podcast presented by Prime Occupational Medicine. We're glad that you're listening here with us. PrimeOCCMed.com. Or for those watching on Facebook Live, we are going to get to your questions for Ask Us coming up here in a little less than 10 minutes. So just start posting them there in the app there on the Facebook Live chat for Ask Us. You can ask anything about anything. We'll wrap up with that as we do every week here on the Riot Podcast. What did you think about... Did you see the story about the Arkansas players that are suspended?
No, I didn't.
So 2 Arkansas football players, 2 starting defensive backs, are suspended for this week's game against Missouri because they were fraternizing with members of the Mississippi State dance team this past weekend before the game. Apparently, they were taking pictures with dance team members during pregame warmups. So coach found out about it, said, that's not what we're about here. And they're both suspended. Starters, 2 starters in their secondary. And Arkansas is awful, and they're going against Drew Lock and Missouri, a really good passing offense. What do you think?
So what did they do?
They were taking pictures with the members of the Mississippi State dance team before the game during warmups.
Did they miss, like, part of the warm-up or, like...
No,
yeah. I think that's really stupid. That's what I think.
Why?
Because, I mean, what's the big deal? Who cares?
Well, if you're a 2-win football team and you lost to North Texas and, you got lost to Colorado State and you suck and you do all this stuff. But, like, wouldn't you say that if you're Chad Morris and you're coming in, that you could point to that and say this is an illustration of why we're losing because culturally we have guys that before a game are sitting there taking pictures with the other team's dance team. That's why we're as bad as we're. Not that
Do you think that's why they're
not
as bad as they
that
are?
had an effect on the game. But can't you point to it and say that's an illustration of our guys not caring, of our guys not being locked in, that they'd rather do that? I mean, you played on winning teams, so maybe not, but I kind of get it. And if you're Chad Morris and you're looking to make an example of who we are and what we're going to be about, like, wouldn't every member of that team go, oh, damn, coach is serious?
I think it all depends on the circumstance in which it happened, and I would have to assume that more than just a picture was taken because if you're suspending 2 starters because they took pictures with girls on the dance team before the game, I think that's stupid. To suspend them for the entire game, your team stinks anyway. Like, you need all the help you can get. I don't know. I just. But
that's the point. I think he's like, all right, this is a lost season anyway. So you understand you're probably not going to win this game against Missouri anyway. It's a lost season. So let me prove to my guys, hey, look, if you're farting around, this is what's going to happen. Like, this isn't the standard that's going to make up this program.
So do people need to be made an example of in order to get the point across to other players? Yes, probably. Okay, but not in that scenario. I think it's childish and you're actually looking for something. What you do is, at practice, I'm sure there's points in the practice where kids dog it and they're not giving 110% or maybe in the classroom. But I mean, I feel like you're looking for something, you're reaching to make an example of somebody. I think that's dumb.
Doesn't Nick Saban do that all the time? Like, Nick Saban gets asked a seemingly innocuous question in a press conference, and he starts railing on people and media and all just to deliver a message to his team. I mean, I think that's really commonplace.
No, it is, but Saban has guys caught with guns and drugs and everything. They don't get suspended.
But that's not the point. The point is, are you trying to make an example? And if this is it, then I can understand it. You're terrible. You're an awful football team. You lost to Colorado State. You got housed on your home field by North Texas. It's been a miserable season. They're not good. He feels like he doesn't have buy-in. And here he is. You're about to go play this game. And instead of seeing guys actually giving a damn about winning the game, they're fraternizing. It's like, I get it. It's like, get the hell out of here. You're done. Yeah, my point is, I don't disagree with that. And
Seems
like you do.
You should. No, I don't disagree with making an example out of players and all that, and having your morals in the right place and wanting to win the game. I just think that this is a reach, meaning I'm sure there was other opportunities where the team would take notice. Like if I'm a player on that team and say, "Oh, damn, coach is serious. He's suspending guys for taking pictures with girls before the game." I'm not going to take that as serious as we're running our 110s at the end of practice, and so-and-so's not running as hard as he should, and he gets sit on the bench for the next game because he didn't give effort. Like, you have to be able to distinguish what's happening on the field and what's happening off the field, and if it's a direct correlation to affecting the way you play and the way that you don't play. But
maybe it is.
I find it hard to believe that
maybe it is.
What you're taking pictures with the Mississippi State dance team before the game is going to affect the way that you play on the field.
I think it's an illustration of what's wrong with that program. It's a lack of focus and all that stuff, and a lack of care. Like, do you think that Alabama's players are taking pictures with the LSU Golden Girls before the game?
Possibly.
No.
That's the first thing I thought of.
There's no shot.
Okay. Well, the kids would probably know before that they shouldn't do that. Right. There would be a rule in place, or it would have been addressed, or whatever it may be. Like, I think Chad Morris ought to get suspended for having a terrible team. That's what I think.
Maybe Brett Bielema should be fired for putting together a terrible team.
Didn't he already get fired?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's dumb. I think it's petty. I don't know. It's just me.
It is just you. You're right.
What do I know?
Nothing, apparently.
What do I know about winning games?
Nothing. That's apparent. Skip told the story yesterday in our 9 o'clock meeting about you giving him a heart attack.
He told the story?
Told it in front of the whole company yesterday.
Oh, man.
So Skip and Dan Canterbury. By the way, Riot Podcast, we're about to do Ask Us. You can ask us anything about anything. So if you're watching us here in the Facebook chat, fire away questions about anything. We're coming to your questions in just a second. Brought to you by Prime Occupational Medicine. So Skip and Dan Canterbury started to do a Monday Tiger Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like after the Will Wade show, then they'll carry it into baseball season as well. So anytime we have a new employee, we do 10 questions. So that new employee has to go up in front, and then we go. Gordy randomly picks 10 people, and they just ask a question, seemingly off the wall sort of stuff. We got to do it with Paul yesterday, Paul O'Neill. Paul gave lots of one-word answers.
That's weak, Paul.
Paul, would you describe yourself as an introvert?
Man, a few words.
Yep. So anyway, 10 questions with Paul didn't go super great because he doesn't say much.
Right.
What? It didn't, Paul. And you don't have a microphone over there? Yeah, he doesn't have a microphone.
On purpose.
That's on purpose.
He doesn't want to be heard.
Now, Paul, I mean, listen. Do you think that 10 questions with you went super great? He's lying.
Yeah.
He gave this like blink nod, like.
It might have gone great for him.
Oh, maybe so. That's okay.
For everybody else, it was terrible.
Yeah. We did. We did several times the Paul O'Neill chant.
Of course you
when
did.
They introduced him. Paul O'Neill. Had the whole room doing it. It was great. So it shows that they all listen to the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so then Skip and Dan Canterbury went up there, and I got to ask a question. I said, give me some dirt on Terrio. And so they proceeded to tell the story. I was like, man, I wish they had gone somewhere else because I've heard that one a million times. Yeah. You want to tell it real quick? Because there's people listening and watching that don't know the story.
Yeah, sure. So we're coming home from, I think it was Arkansas. It could have been
They
Auburn,
said Georgia.
Or Georgia, one of those schools. Yeah,
they said
whatever.
Georgia.
And I'd made a terrible base running blunder where Trey McClure hit a ball that I thought was a home run. I was on third base, and instead of tagging up, I just jogged in, touched home, and was shaking everybody's hands going to the dugout. Well, the dude ended up catching it at the wall and threw it to third, double play into the inning. And and we ended up losing the game. Trey wanted to kill me. Skip everybody wanted to kill me.
Yep.
So on the plane ride home, it was kind of like bad turbulence, and Skip just, I guess, was dehydrated and passed out, and everybody's running around on the plane freaking out, and he comes to and tells Kano, Jesus, Terrio's killing me. And then he passes out again. And so Kano runs back to the back and like right at my seat. It was me and Jamin Garridell and Victor Brumfield were sitting right there, and he says, what did you do to Skip? He said, you're killing him. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he told us what was happening. So we all run up there. He comes to again. He says it again.
Jesus, Terrio's trying to kill me.
He's the worst baseball player in the world. He like passes out again. I'm like, I'm about to kill this guy. Like, he ended up being fine, but yeah.
Woo. Yeah, so he did end up being fine, as we've all seen. All right, let's do Ask Us.
Also, I wore his Rolex during batting practice more times than one.
Did he know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You just went and swiped his Rolex and put it on.
Skip, I need to wear that today. He was like, yeah, you do, big guy.
Hey.
Yeah, you do. Get used to it. You're going to have a bunch of these one day.
Oh, man. All right, Shane Bullock, do you think LSU's coach saved his job this year?
I don't think he was going to lose it anyway after this season.
I don't think so.
But I will say this. I think that coaching staff, top to bottom, has overachieved. There are some areas that can get better, but I think that the coaching staff as a whole has done a great job. Special teams guys done awesome this year. I mean, you see a huge reboot.
But without Cole Tracy, this team probably has 3 losses right now. I mean, that's a reality.
And I'm not going to jinx
They got to
them.
fix that next year.
I'm not going to jinx them, but I know we talk junk on Giles all the time, but we haven't lost anything in the punt game or kick game. You see any fumbles? I mean, he catches it, doesn't go anywhere, but he catches it. So.
Is Tom Herman jealous of Matt's Jimbo love?
No, you give Tom major love.
Did crack on him. Remember when he did the
But you have to.
The thing against West Virginia, the taunting thing? I crushed the guy.
Yeah, but you're honest with those that you love the most. You're the most critical.
That's fair.
Yeah.
By the way,
hence your sweater. It's not that I don't like you at all, and I can be honest with you. So I'm gonna.
Why would Erika buy this from me if it's that terrible?
You guys need to have a serious discussion. Honestly. Like, listen, babe. It's messed up. A good thing I'm here. Like, good thing I was able to bring this to your attention. You have time to at least go home and change now before the show.
I'm not going home. I don't have time for that.
Do you want to wear this today?
I had a 2-hour breakfast meeting. I already recorded the Locked On podcast. I'm doing this one. I still got to prep for a 3-hour radio show. You think I'm going home?
So you've been in front of people?
All day.
Oh, man. They didn't know you great, did they? Yeah. See, if they would have been buddies with you, they would have pulled you aside and be like, hey, bro, clean it up a little bit.
I hate you so much.
Go over to carriages.
By the way, Tom Herman, the guy that everyone laughed at last year because they were 6-6 and whatever, they beat Kansas this weekend. They're in the Big 12 championship game. Just an FYI.
When can Les start doing stuff? At the end of the season?
What do you mean?
Like coaching and stuff.
I mean, he can start calling recruits and stuff now.
You think he's like at the building?
Yeah, I think he better be. He better be.
Is that awkward for the coaches?
Well, I mean, he said he'll be there, but he won't be in the way. So, I mean, I'm sure they can set him up somewhere he's not like in the football complex with the guys that are preparing for a game plan. Getting ready to lose to Texas this week.
Could he be on the sidelines?
No, he's not going to be on
I
the
don't know,
sidelines.
could he,
I'm
though?
sure he'll be at the game, but I don't think he'll be there. Let's see. Steven Robert said, Matt, I think you need Terrio on a regular, everyday schedule.
Busy,
Too much of you is not a good thing.
Yeah, it's like anything. Too much of a good thing, man.
You realize we're just we dip we started dip our toe in the water. Then you splash water on your foot. Like now we're you're sitting there on the edge of the pool with your feet dangling in up to your calf. That's where we are right now. The 2 hours and then now the Tuesday podcast as well. That's where we are now.
So you're play-by-play and I'm color, and it would take me having to actually really pay attention to stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be honest. You got to know thyself, man. I'm not sure that I'm there yet.
To say you're the color guy is actually insulting the color guys.
I'm the color guy. I'm good. I'm good at it. Yeah. Like if we were actually breaking down a game, like announcing a game, it would be good. I would make people laugh. I'd also give some good stuff. Like it'd be strong. Yeah. We ought to do that. I know one
Tracy
team that
said,
we would be better than.
Tracy said, you look nice, Matt. Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah.
You see?
Tracy probably shops at Dillard's.
My wife picked this out. Tracy said it looks nice. I don't care if you think it looks nice. The ladies think it looks nice. Let's say. Bentley Spears said sweater and no undershirt, and he's laughing. What's wrong with that?
Your nipples are going to be so raw tonight
they're
when
not.
you get home. Oh, yeah.
No, they're not, as a matter of fact.
You need to put Band-Aids on those things.
And by the way, I have really sensitive nipples. Like, whenever I would run, I used to have to put Band-Aids on them because, like, I would bleed. Like, it's a blood gushing down the front of your shirt. That might be gross to some, but I'm
disgusting.
It is. And it hurt like hell.
Would your Indian name be Bleeding Nipple? Maybe.
I don't think that would be like the primary thing that would give me an Indian name. You could, I guess, but like I don't think that would be it.
Bleeding Nipple.
No.
Yep. Start calling you that. Bloody Nip. Bloody Nip Moscona.
Tracy made another point. Erika likes it. He sleeps with her. That's all that matters. Boom.
Shut up, Tracy.
Boom.
I'm so tired.
It's not tired. It's true. Let's see. John DeRoach. Trivia says, I bet Matt won't wear that lady shoulder-padded sweater in AFR today. Bet he will, because it's the only thing he's wearing today. And I don't mind it at all. All right.
You want to play bingo after AFR?
Ask us, is it wrong for me to look more forward to Kansas football than LSU?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Kansas is going to be interesting next year. LSU is going to win some games but lose to Alabama again. I'm more interested in what Les does.
I want Les to do really good.
I do too.
Yeah.
Bentley Spears, ask Rice, Rice brand or corn? And lock on or climber?
I think Rice brand probably. They like that a lot. I prefer the lock on. I always feel like I'm going to fall out of the climber. I have fallen out of a climbing stand, actually. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Harold Herman asked us, how many games will the Saints lose this year?
2.
I'm inclined to say 3 because I think they lock everything up and rest guys late and probably lose that last one to Carolina. And maybe one more between them.
Dude, I feel like they rested guys last week and still just blew the doors off of Philly.
It's hard to imagine someone just straight up beating them. Like, you would have to have the offensive firepower, and I don't know if there's a team on their schedule that does.
I got one for you. Ask Matt. All white unis or all black unis for the Hoodats?
Oh, the all whites. The all blacks are terrible.
Yeah.
The all whites are my favorite. Like the Color Rush all whites. That's a beautiful. I've advocated openly for them to adopt that as their permanent white uniform. And there's a version of that they wore a while back, a throwback. Let's see if I can find it. It was a Sunday night. I'm trying to find it now. I want to show it to you if I can find it. Of course, now that I'm trying to find it, I won't be able to. But anyway, they wore it on Sunday Night Football a while back. I think it was against Tampa. Jake Delhomme started I was there. Jake Delhomme started the game for the Saints. Anyway, I don't see it right now. If I can find a... I'm trying to find a picture of it I can show you. Oh, here you go. Here it is. What do you think of those? Look up here. What do you think of that? It's an old gold, like a darker gold. It's a different gold on the jersey as well. You've got the sleeve, the gold and white alternating sleeve there. Stripe on the sleeve. What do you think?
I don't like the socks because it looks too much like the Steelers, but I do like the color combo.
I love the socks. I love that color combo right there. Like, I wish they would adopt that permanently from what they have now. I don't like the color gold they wear now.
The lighter?
Yeah, I don't like it.
What's the antique?
I don't know. So, anyway, I love it. FYI. All right, back to you. It's Ask Us. We got to wrap up here. We're going super long. Thanks. Shout out again to Prime Occupational Medicine. Let's go quick here as we wrap up Ask Us. Ask Us, is it wrong for me to look more... Oh, we just did that one. Ask Us, how many games will... We just did that one. Damn it, sorry. Ask Us, Matt, would you consider having Terrio on AFR every day? I would never say never, but it would have to be a point in our careers respectively where it made sense. Like, I don't think you want to do radio every day, and I don't really want to co-host. But if someone came to me and said, like if Gordy came to me and said, Matt, you have to have a co-host. Like, you're no longer going to have AFR.
If you had to have a co-host, who would it be?
If you're no longer going to have AFR solo, I'd have to think about it, but you'd be on the short list.
Would I?
If you wanted to, you'd be on the short list.
What would I have to do in order to get
a lot more than you do now?
Yeah.
A lot more than you do now.
Yeah.
You couldn't just show up at 2:59, sit in the chair, and go. Couldn't do that.
Could I get like a producer, somebody to like give me notes and stuff to talk about?
No, and that's the job with show prep and things like that I do all the time. You'd have to get much better at interviewing. You have to be a better interviewer.
You have to let me do that. If you give me the opportunity to do it, I can get better at it. But
I agree.
Normally you sit me in the corner and you're like...
That's not true. That happened one time.
And then I ask a question, you're over there making that face like, what an idiot. That was a terrible question. Then I get it. Then I get nervous, and then I'm done.
It's not that. It's so interviewing is a skill.
It is.
There's a sequential nature of interviewing, and also something that interviewers struggle with is they talk too much. Like, just ask a question. You don't need a preamble. Ask the question, answer the question, then re-ask it another way. Like, here's the way I'd put it to you. If you have a guest for 12 minutes, okay, and your question takes a minute to ask, and some people do this, like minute-long questions. If you asked 5 questions, then nearly half of the interview was you asking questions. Get in, get out. Get out of the way and let the subject, who's interesting enough to be a subject on your show, let them decide where they want to take the question. Like, that's why you have them there. Give them this, just get out of their way and give them the space to explore that answer however they want to do it.
Yeah. I need to practice.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's see. Ask us, how does y'all segment get any better? No? Tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Ask us, should Joe Burrow leave LSU for bashing oyster dressing?
No, he's a Midwesterner.
Ask us, who does the best Skip impression from past players?
Ronnie does a pretty good one.
It's just Ronnie.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ronnie does a real good one.
Ronnie rants. Ask us, will Matt bring Dwayne from Thibodaux to the studio to settle the bet?
He's going to be here. I don't know that you're going to bring him or Brain or myself.
He can come to studio.
Yeah.
Problem is, if he comes to studio, how do I get him to get out? Like, does his segments so he can get out?
Here's my bet on Dwayne. When we get him in person, he's going to be totally different.
Maybe.
I think he needs the shadow of the phone. He needs that shelter, that layer.
Yeah.
To be Dwayne from Thibodaux.
The barrier.
Like we should possibly almost like put him behind a curtain and let him go.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Ask us. My wife graduated from Kansas, and anytime I mention the Les story, she blows it off because all she cares about is basketball. So Les has a license to do whatever he wants, and if he makes football relevant to KU, then he'll have achieved something. Where can I get a sweet pullover like that? An Izod. I don't really know where. My wife got it. But anyway. Tom Herman just took a highly regarded defensive end recruit from Manny that LSU wanted him to. Tyus Jackson said that.
Okay. Cool. I think LSU's doing pretty good on the recruiting trail so far.
Got to get some defensive linemen, though. Got one in this class. You got to get more defensive linemen. Like your head coach just got done saying after you lost to Alabama, we got to get more defensive linemen.
Are we going to get the guy from Amy? Or is he going to Bama?
I don't know because I don't, like, I've never spoken, but every recruiting guy I've talked to, every single one of them says, no, he's going to Bama. Every one of them. Now, the other kid, the safety, Devontae Lee, they all say he's coming to LSU. Or whatever that's worth. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Tell people one more time we got Prime Occupational Medicine.
Go to www.primeoccmed.com, whether it be safety, human resources, corporate planning. Guys at Prime can take care of all of that for you. Give them a call, 225-749-5750, primeoccmed.com.
We appreciate Prime Occupational Medicine. By the way, if you're watching this on Facebook, they are tagged in this post. So do us a solid, like seriously, if nothing else, if you enjoy this, the big help is click on their link on this post, the Prime Occupational Medicine link to their page, and go like their page. That's a big help. Let's help this thing grow. So, Riot Podcast, Ryan Terrio, Matt Moscona, we appreciate you for being here. Talk to you next time.